Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Keeneland Racecourse here on Friday. It is the 11th of October 2024. Going to look at the 9th race from Keeneland, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. Let's look at the 9th race from Keeneland, which is the Sycamore Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a purse of $300,000, race for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 11 horses going 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the Keeneland turf course. Gonna take here the number 3 horse. Highway Robber is the top selection. 3, 7, 11, 10 for me in the superfecta. 3, 7, 11, 10 super. Top selection 3 horse. Highway Robber. 4-year-old gelding by Hardspun. Brian Lynch trains. Kylie Gaffleone gets the mounts. The horse's most recent outing came 7th of September at Kentucky Downs, a mile and a half in the Kentucky Turf Cup, and he finished second by a half length at 5-1. From the back of the pack, he gained a lot of ground. He sat back early from the rail, swung out wide late. He just missed, but he ran his heart out that day. I think coming here to a more level playing field, coming to a mile and a half for the second time only in his career, I think he could find a trip to win. Since coming to the green stuff, this horse has really improved a lot, I think. He ran 2 back in the Kentucky Turf Cup preview at Ellis, a mile and a quarter on the lawn the 4th of August, where he won by a length. Again, sitting back early, saw a good pace to close up into it, and he did just that. Kept going in the lane. Not a bad race that day. 95 buyer, very competitive, I think, in this spot. And then prior to that, an optional 100 at Churchill, a mile on the 20th of June. He finished 3rd by a neck that day. He was very wide from a very wide posture. He plodded along. I thought he wanted more ground, but not a bad race in defeat. And then on the 18th of May at Churchill, first of the season, an optional 80 over the mile on the lawn. He won by 1 3/4 lengths and coming up from mid-pack, stupidly wide, but he got the job done. Refreshing here, training well. Give him a shot back to a mile and a half. The 7-horse Tawny Port always runs these good races over the longer trip. Since they proved about a year and a half ago that he wants to go long on turf, he's been running terrific races, and buyers have been consistently in the mid to high 90s. But the problem is he's only won once going the longer trip. That came last year's John's Call last August. But, since then he's placed just by small margins, nearly missing Victor, and a lot of these big races like the McDermott or the Pan American, the UN, the Kentucky Turf Cup. He just had a little bit too much ground in the game, but he got around the race course well. I think coming here back to a longer trip, being forwardly paced, he's going to win one of these races one of these days. At 6-1, let's give him a shot on the ticket. And even the 11 horse here, Bold Act, won this race last year by 3/4 length, closing up from mid-pack, came back to run in the Dubai City of Gold, where he ran quite nicely done, and then his races here in Kentucky this season, he's been a little bit time between races, but he's been running good numbers here. Come here at 3-1, let's give him a shot on the ticket, but keep in mind the Charlie Alpi horses haven't been running as well as they were early on in the season. Seems sometime mid-August, his barn on both sides of the pond have just been a little bit, flat, so, just want to keep that in mind, but this horse can win. It's a very good Sycamore. This race is always good in all the years they've had it, but this year in particular, it's a good one. But to recap my selection for the featured 9th race from Keeneland here on this Friday afternoon, it is the grade 3 Sycamore. We're going to take the 3 horse Highway Robber, give kudos to the 7 horse Tawny Port and the 11 horse Bold Act. 3, 7, 11, 10 super, 3, 7, 11 in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everyone.